Well, in our January issue of Specialty Crop Grower in our citrus industry section, we have our state of the industry survey that it surveyed growers and got their input on various things. We also reached out to some of the industry leaders for their outlook for 2025, and I'm pleased to be joined by Michael Rogers, the director of the Citrus Research and Education Center in Lake Alfred, to kind of talk a little bit about what they have on the agenda for the coming year at the center. And Michael, thanks for joining us. And I guess before we jump into that, tell us a little bit about the center, what you guys do, how many folks you have there. Just give us a little thumbnail description of what the Citrus Research and Education Center looks like.
Okay, well, thanks, Frank. And the Citrus Research and Education Center is located in Lake Alfred, just maybe half an hour south of the Orlando, greater Orlando area. We've been around since 1917, so it's about 107 years. Our mission from the beginning was to serve the Florida citrus industry. As the citrus industry moved south in the state, there was a need to have researchers working on citrus down south on the ridge. And so the University of Florida put faculty here, and we've grown ever since. And our main mission has always been to serve the Florida citrus industry. We've grown. Currently, our faculty is at probably 23 faculty members working in 7 different academic disciplines, everything from entomology, pathology, to horticulture, to microbiology, economics, you name it, everything related to citrus. And we have about 250 staff total. So it's one of the UF's largest off-campus centers. And again, our focus is to the Florida citrus industry.
Excellent, excellent. Well, looking ahead, 2025, we're speaking here mid-December. What are some of the priorities that you guys have in terms of research and education, even going into next year?
Okay, well, our priorities going forward, obviously, we're focused on HLB, citrus creating disease. We've done a lot of work over the past 20 years on HLB. I think we've put to bed things that don't work, through the research that we've done. But we've also really developed a large body of information that really leads us down some promising avenues, things that are going to provide hopefully long-term solutions to this disease that has not been developed for more than a century, that it's existed in all these other countries around the world. And really, I think everybody would probably agree that the key thing for our industry going forward is having a citrus plant that is resistant to HLB. That is our focus. That is our main goal. We continue to work on things that help sustain the industry in the meantime. Fine-tuning fertilization, irrigation, other therapies, things like that. And we're not going to quit working on those areas. But I think we're going to see the biggest new investment in money, both from not only the CREC, but other RECs around the state, and IFAS in general from Gainesville, even from the vice president's office, is focused on advancing the development of new varieties, especially through genetics, whether it be transgenic plants or gene-edited plants. We've learned a lot in the past 15, 20 years about how HLB causes disease, how it affects the plants, a lot about the bacteria itself. And we've really been able to identify a number of potential gene targets, places in the plant that if we can actually alter those, it can affect the plant's ability, or at least the bacteria's ability, to cause disease in the plant. And so we've advanced that a lot. We've got a lot of work ongoing right now in terms of plants that have been modified, whether it's transgenics or gene edited, that are in the field showing promise. But there's so many more out there that we've done or that we're in the process of developing. They're in different stages. And so you're going to see a lot more effort on moving those forward as fast as possible, getting them in the field as fast as possible, so we can generate data as fast as possible to get to the growers as fast as possible.
Exactly.
The key is fast as possible, and we understand that that's what growers want. Our vice president, Dr. Angle, and others have committed to taking down any obstacles in the way to make sure that happens. Everybody's on board and committed. One of the things in IFAS that's happened in the past year is the development of the Crop Transformation Center. And really they're here to help speed up the process, because we have transformation labs, citrus transformation labs in Lake Alfred, but they've added more capacity in Gainesville. They're adding more capacity so they can increase the number of gene targets being investigated. It's not that you can do a transformation any faster, but it may be, if it's a numbers game, if it's 1 in 1,000 that works, and if we don't have one of those key ones here, maybe they get it, and it helps speed up the process that way. So we're seeing a lot of effort being put into this. We've got some exciting lines that are going out into the field in the coming year. For example, Dr. Brownie Bonning in Gainesville, she's an entomologist. Lucas Stalinsky, Mangel Dutt, they've got a project and on BT, developing BT citrus. If people are familiar with other crops, like I started as an entomologist as a freshman at Auburn University working on BT cotton. And it was you had the BT genes in the cotton plants that affected budworms and bollworms, which are the big pest of cotton. But they've identified BT that really works well against the psyllid, and so those are going to be going in the field very soon. They've shown good promise in greenhouse trials, so we're getting those plants into the field in large replicated trials in the coming year. And if that works, adding in other genes that target the bacteria in addition could be one of the potential solutions. So it's just an example of some of the things that are moving to the field, in addition to things that growers have probably already heard about from faculty like Dr. Nian Wong and others who've been working on this for quite some time and are making progress evaluating some of these new plant varieties in the field right now.
Excellent. Well, that's very good. We appreciate you joining us to just give us a quick update, and I think everybody feels that need for speed to find these trees. And look, it sounds like from what you've said and what I've studied myself, there's good progress being made. So thanks again, Michael.
Thank you, Frank.